Imbibers, a very good evening to all of you. Once again, we are here with the another topic, of course, not for the explanation, but we're here for the practice, the another topic related to plant kingdom, which is the bryophytes. So yesterday we had this detailed discussion about the bryophytes, the classes of the bryophytes, how the reproduction takes place in the bryophytes. Yes, we have already discussed a lot about the bryophytes belonging to the kingdom, which is plant, of course, and of course belonging to the cryptogams, which are the seedless plants. So here we are going to practice certain questions related to the things, concepts which we have already discussed, and I really want you to answer very carefully. Yes, because we have studied this, and even if you are not able to answer, it's perfectly fine, children. Yes, it's okay, but at least try and attempt the answers, try and attempt the questions. Yes, it's going to basically enhance your concept knowledge only. So let's start our today's session, and yes, of course, before we start, let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam, I'll be your botany expert for the session 2023 and 2024. We're going to discuss all the amazing and interesting topics related to the botany. Yes, of course, we have been discussing, we have already discussed living world, we have completed our biological classification, and yet we have also covered the two topics of the plant kingdom, which is the algae and of course the bryophytes. The next session involves your characteristics of the pteridophytes. We're going to discuss about the detailed characteristics of the pteridophytes. So do not forget to join us on the lecture of pteridophytes. Yes, and you can also join us on the Embibe app, register yourself for the classes. Yes, and while we solve these questions, the people, all the students on the Embibe app can directly answer through the app, which is not of course available on the YouTube. So please do join us in Embibe app to have this amazing experience of attempting questions directly. Yes, so let's start our today's session. Today's just a practice session. Yes, the topics, all the topics basically, today is majorly the bryophytes. So today topic is already the bryophytes, where the questions would be totally related to bryophytes only. So here comes the very first questions related to the bryophyte is that this. Yes, the bryophytes are called the amphibians of the plant kingdom because their life cycle is incomplete without. Yes, why the bryophytes are called the amphibians of plant kingdom? Because they wanted to complete their life cycle, and for the completion of their life cycle, what they want? Yes, anybody? Yes, to complete the life cycle of the bryophytes, what they need? Why they called the amphibians of the plant kingdoms? So children, the bryophytes are called amphibians of the plant kingdom so that they can complete their life cycle, and what they need to complete their life cycle is the yes, come on, quickly answer. They need water. Yes, the bryophytes need water to complete their life cycle because the fertilization takes place in the water, and that is the reason the bryophytes are called the amphibians of plant kingdom. Yes, absolutely correct. Next question, children, on your board is which is responsible for the peat formation. Which among them is responsible for the peat formation? Yes, Rixia, Markensia, Funaria, Sphagnum. Yes, peat formation, which is peat is also used for the economic importance. Which among them is used for the formation of the peat? Yes, which is used for the peat formation? Rixia, Markensia, Funaria or Sphagnum? Yes, everyone. Which among them is responsible for the peat formation? Yes, sphagnum is responsible for the peat formation. What is peat? The sphagnum is also called as peat moss, which is responsible for the formation of peat. The older dead part of the moss gets slowly carbonized, compressed, fossilized over thousands of years, and formation of the spongy mass called peat take place. So yes, the sphagnum, of course, which is a moss, they completely over the time they fossilized, they carbonized, and led to the formation of the peat. Yes. Next question related to the bryophytes here is amphibians of plant kingdom are what? Very simple, absolutely simple. Which among them are known as the amphibians of plant kingdom? Algae, gymnosperms, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Which among them is known as the amphibians of plant kingdom? Quickly. Which among them is known as the amphibians of plant kingdom? Absolutely simple question. Yes, very simple question. Which among them is known as the amphibians of plant kingdom? Absolutely right. Yes, the bryophytes are known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom because the bryophytes are present on the land, and of course they need water to complete their life cycle. For the fertilization events they need water. Absolutely correct. Next question, children, is the zygote of bryophyte. What is the ploidy and how it is being formed? What is the zygote of a bryophyte? Multiple and form gametophyte, multiplies and forms sporophyte, undergoes reduction division just after the formation, or all of these. Yesterday only we have discussed about this, the zygote after the fertilization, which develops into what? Yes, this is a question. What it develops into? Zygote of bryophyte develops into what? Yes, it develops into what? Yes, it multiplies and form the sporophyte, and the sporophyte will be having a gametophyte. A dominating gametophyte will be present on the sporophyte. After the zygote formation, yes, it will lead to the development of the sporophyte. The sporophyte will have a root stem leaf like structure called as foot seta, and of course the capsule. Absolutely right, the sporophyte formation will take place. Next, sporophyte is fully dependent and parasitic on gametophyte. Yes, gametophytic body in which plant group? Which plant group will have a sporophyte which will be developed into a root stem and leaves like structure, will be a completely fully dependent parasitic on the gametophytic body of which plant group? Yes, which plant group will have such kind of an organization? Which plant group will have certain kind of an organization? Yes, which plant group will have certain kind of organization? Very simple, the bryophytes have a sporophyte which is fully dependent on the gametophyte and parasitic on the gametophytic structure. Absolutely true. Next question, which of the following plant group has gametophyte as a dominant phase? Which among them is a gametophyte as a dominant phase? Gametophyte which is acting as a dominant on the sporophyte. Among them, which is that? Yes, quickly. Yes, absolutely true. The bryophytes are the plants in which the gametophyte is having a dominant phase. It is totally dominating on the sporophyte. This is something which we have discussed in detail yesterday. Yes, the next question. Yes, the Bryophytes are also called kingdom of amphibians of plant kingdom because absolutely these plants can live in the soil, but they are totally dependent for the fertilization for the sexual reproduction. Absolutely, yes, that is why they are called amphibians of plant kingdom. Next question. Male and female gametophytes are dependent and free living in. Male and female gametophyte are dependent and free living in. Male and female gametophyte are independent and free living in. Yes, quickly. Male and female gametophyte are independent and free living in the sphagnum. Yes, the male and the female gametophyte are completely independent in the sphagnum. Yes, they are completely independent and free living. Next question, children, is the peat moss is, what is a peat moss? A sphagnum, funaria, rixia or markensia. What is the peat moss? Very simple, just now we have discussed it only. What is the peat moss? Yes, the peat moss is sphagnum, funaria, rixia, markensia. Come on, quickly answer. The peat moss is the sphagnum, funaria, rixia, markensia. Which among them is a peat moss? Yes, the sphagnum is the peat moss. Just now we have discussed the sphagnum grows in the acidic marshes. A dark spongy mass like peat is formed over thousands of the years. They are carbonized and fossilized, and the dead and the remaining part got accumulated. The next question, children. The next question is, which of these bryophytes is aquatic? Which of these bryophytes are aquatic? Which of these bryophytes are aquatic? Rixia, Raelia, Sciuria natans and all of the above. Which of these bryophytes are aquatic? Very simple, all of the above bryophytes are aquatic. Yes, the next question is, in bryophytes and pteridophyte, transport of male gamete requires what? In bryophytes and pteridophytes, the transport of male gametes requires what? What among them requires male gamete? In bryophytes, pteridophyte, transport of male gametes requires what? Wind, insects, birds or water? Absolutely, it has to be water, and that is the reason the amphibians of plant kingdom are bryophytes. Next question, children. The bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom is because the bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom because, yes, absolutely simple, because they need a layer of water for the reproduction. For the fertilization events, they need water. Absolutely true. Next question. Compare with the gametophyte of the bryophytes. The gametophyte of vascular plants tends to be, comparing the both gametophytes of the bryophytes and gametophytes of the vascular plants. What would be the difference between both of them? What do you think would be the difference between both of them? Yes? What among them, what is the difference between the gametophyte of a bryophyte and the gametophyte of a vascular plant? Yes? What could be the difference between them? They could be larger but have small sex organs, larger but to have larger sex organs. The correct answer would be the smaller to have smaller sex organ. That is the difference between the gametophytes of the bryophytes and the other vascular plants. Yes, absolutely, because the gametophytes are haploid structure that produces male and female gamete, and as you observe the thallophyta to angiosperms, there is a reduction in the gametophyte, that is the sex organs. Of course, the size has actually reduced. Next, the rhizoids and infunaria arise from, yes, the rhizoids which is totally resembling the root hairs, they arise in which region of the bryophytes? The rhizoids are arising from which region of the bryophytes? Yes, the rhizoids infunaria arise from which regions of the bryophytes? The rhizoids infunaria arise from which regions of the bryophytes? Come on, quickly, very simple. The rhizoids totally resemble like root hairs. They are not root hairs but do resemble like root hairs. They arise from the basal region. This is what I was saying, that these are resemblance of the root hairs, and that is why they arise from the basal region. Yes. Next question, children. The term bryophytes was given by whom? Who gave the term bryophytes? Who gave the term bryophytes? Darwin, Braun, Aristotle, Galen. Who gave the term bryophytes? Yes? Who gave the term bryophytes? Who gave the term bryophytes? The Braun gave the term bryophytes. The term bryophyta was coined by Robert Braun in 1864. He introduced also algae, fungi and mosses under it. Initially, the Braun kept algae and fungi under the division called bryophyta. Next, what is incorrect about the bryophyte? Which among these is an incorrect statement related to the bryophytes? Yes? What is the incorrect for the bryophytes? Yes? Which among them is incorrect for the bryophytes? Yes, vascular tissue is lacking, absolutely simple. The gametophyte reduced and dependent. This is not a correct word for the bryophytes. That the gametophyte is absolutely dominant of the sporophyte. Next, the evidence for aquatic origin of bryophyte is that what? The evidence that these are the having aquatic origin. What is the evidence? What could be the evidence among them that these are the origin of in the aquatic origin? They have this aquatic origin. What could be the possible reason? Yes? What could be the possible reason among them? Very simple. The possible reason that these are having aquatic origin because they have flagellated sperm. Yes, the reason there is a sexual reproduction happening in the water is because the sperms have the flagella which can basically swim in the water. Next question. Bryophytes resembles in algae in the following aspect. What do you think that the bryophytes and the algae have in common? Which among these four, I would say, characteristics is a total resemblance of an algae and a bryophytes totally resembling each other? What could be the reason? Yes? What could be the reason which resemble algae in the following aspects? Yes? What could be the reason that the bryophytes resembles algae in the following aspects? Filamentous body, presence of vascular tissue, autotrophic nutrition, differentiation of plant body into root, stem and leaves and autotrophic nutrition, thallus-like plant body, presence of roots and autotrophic nutrition, thallus-like plant body, lack of vascular tissue and autotrophic nutrition. What could be the possible reason? Yes, the possible that they have thallus-like plant body. Yes, the body is not completely differentiated into root, stem and leaves. This is also in the case of algae. Yes, they have a thallus structure, they lack vascular tissue, there is no xylem and phloem and they show autotrophic nutrition. Absolutely very similar to the algae. Yes children, next question is, which of the following is true about the bryophytes? Which among them is the true about the bryophytes? They are thalloid, they contain chloroplast, they possess archegonia or all of the above. Which among them is true about the bryophytes? Yes? The correct answer is that all of the above. They have a thyroid structure, they contain chloroplast, they can make their own food, they have this autotrophic nutrition and they do possess archegonia, which is a female gametophyte or female reproductive part. Next is question is, the bryophytes are of great economic value, no value at all. What do you think basically their importance in the ecology? What importance do they have in the entire system? Why the bryophytes are important? What do they have which is unique, which is not present in the other particular organisms? Quickly. Great economic value, no value at all, great ecological importance, a lot of aesthetic value. Yes? Children, the bryophytes have great ecological importance. Absolutely, they have this great ecological they are the pollution indicators and they also prevent the soil erosion by the running water, because you know they are totally present on the land, spread like grasses, and that's why they have this soil holding capacity. That is the reason they are called as maintaining, they are very much important for the ecology, and they also are the pollution indicators which make them important for the nature. Next, what is archisporium? What is the archisporium? Yes, what is the archisporium? A diploid tissue responsible for formation of sporogenous tissue, a part of archegonia, gametophytic cells, none of the above. What do you think is archisporium? Very easy. Absolutely very easy. What is archisporium? Yes? What is archisporium? Yes, children, a diploid tissue responsible for the formation of sporogenous tissue is a archisporium. Next question. Unique feature of bryophyte is what? What is the unique feature of bryophyte? Which among them is a unique feature of bryophytes? Yes. What is the unique feature of the bryophytes? What is the unique feature of bryophytes? What is the unique feature of bryophytes? Yes, the unique feature of bryophyte is that the sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte. Yes, they are not independent, they are totally attached to each other. Next question. Bryophytes can be separated from algae because what makes them put under different kingdom or of course different particular classes, that this does not resemble the algae because they have what? Bryophytes can be separated from algae because they have what? They have archigonia. They are not present in the algae, which makes them separated from the bryophytes. In a moss, the sporophyte is, what is the unique feature of the sporophyte in the moss? What is the moss, what kind of a moss is present in the sporophyte? Yes, quickly. In moss, the sporophyte is what? Yes. The sporophyte is a partially parasitic on the gametophyte. Yes. The unique feature of the mosses, which is the sporophyte, is partially parasitic on the gametophyte. Next question. In which of the following elaters are along with the mature spores and the capsule? Yes, elaters. Which among the following elaters are present along the mature spores in the capsule? Yes. Which of the following the elaters are present along with the mature spores in the capsule? It has to be in Markentia. The Markentia have elaters present along the mature spores of the capsule. Next question. A plant shows a thallus level of organization. It shows rhizoids and haploid need water to complete their life cycle. In which particular they belong to? Which particular kingdom, which particular class they belong to? Bryophytes, gymnosperm, monocots or bryophytes? Absolutely very simple. They belong to bryophytes because these need water for the fertilization. Next, the land plants that lack vascular tissues. The land plants which lack vascular tissues are what? Bryophytes, angiosperm, pteridophytes or cycads. Very simple. The land plants which lack vascular tissues are Bryophyta. Yes, they do not have vascular tissue, they have a thalloid structure. The root stem leaves are not present, and yet they are called amphibians of plant kingdom. Next, children. So, this comes to an end of our particular lecture, children. We have done so many questions related to bryophytes. Okay, the next lecture would be about the pteridophytes, with the characteristics of the pteridophyte. We will discuss that in detail. And children, this is the Embibe app, which is an amazing app. You can download it from the App Store. And what you have to do, you have to log in through your phone number or your email ID. Select the school exam. You can select CBSE, select your class, which is 11th, and press the done, and then you land on this page. Press the home button, go on the Embibe live class, and you will all the class schedule for the session. All the upcoming live classes will be here, and all the classes which has been already taken place has been already scheduled over there. So if you missed any session, you can go through them, and what you can do, you can learn through various videos there, chapters wise, topic wise, everything is basically there. You can practice different questions related to any subject, physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology. You can test yourself, you can always see how much you have achieved. So this is like the one-stop solution for everything. Please download and please join us on the Embibe app. And there's another amazing app, which is the Embibe Lens app. What you have to do, just download it, scan the text, it will highlight all the amazing words in the, will tell you all the amazing things in the 3D. So please have this amazing experience. We will meet again with the another topic of the plant kingdom. Until then, keep imbibing. Bye bye. Take care.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.